1 year ago today, Knoxville police shot and killed Anthony Thompson Jr. The 17-year-old was in the bathroom of Austin East High School. Police shot him after the gun he had in his hoodie went off while they tried to arrest him. The shooting led to protests and pledges to re-examine policing in schools. The district attorney general decided not to charge the officers, and they have since returned to work.
1 year later, investigators and events in that day are still in question. They are ongoing. So let's take a look at where this stands right now. You can see in the immediate aftermath of that shooting, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation took over. Within 1 week, they turned to the district attorney general's office. She reviewed the file and decided against prosecuting those officers. A 22-year-old suspect plans to enter a guilty plea in federal court, admitting he provided Anthony Thompson Jr. with a gun. Both Knoxville police and Knox County schools say their internal review isn't done. The mother of that teenager says the officers should have handled the situation differently. Just yesterday, she filed a lawsuit against police, the school district, and the city.
The video shows that what they did instead was search him, cuff him, and wash their hands.
Thompson's mother alleges Knoxville police did nothing for her son after he was shot, even as his friend screamed at officers to help. That friend is Graylin Strong, the 17-year-old who watched the situation unfold. No matter what officers or paramedics did, the medical examiner said Anthony Thompson Jr. would have died from his injuries. 10 News reporter Grace King asked experts in the area of use of force whether KPD could have handled the situation differently. A warning. Some of the video we're about to show you is hard to watch.
Robin, the three experts I spoke with have worked in law enforcement for decades, and every single one said the shooting was justified because Anthony had a gun and wouldn't follow police commands. Still, they wish KPD had handled some things differently, like turning him over to check his wounds sooner. We see that in this previously unreleased video.
There's just all this going on, yelling, screaming, radios chirping.
In the moments following gunfire, officers scramble to secure the scene.
First thing that they were thinking about was getting the situation under control.
That's a real close quarters, and it's really, really tough.
KPD officer Adam Wilson is shot, and Officer Brian Baldwin drags him out of the bathroom.
We have one officer down.
Officer Jonathan Clabo handcuffs the friend, and Lieutenant Stanley Cash handcuffs Anthony Thompson Jr.
You will still make every valiant attempt to handcuff that suspect until you ensure the safety of the location, the safety of those on scene. They did that right away.
Jillian Snyder is an adjunct lecturer at the John Jay College of Criminal Justice and former NYPD officer. She says KPD officers did everything right.
There's really nothing I think they could have done differently. They called for medical aid immediately.
Within 30 seconds, you can hear officers communicating with dispatch. 2 ambulances are on the way.
The emergency services folks were called fairly quickly.
M. Quinton Williams is a former FBI agent and federal prosecutor. Now he works with law enforcement to build trust in their communities.
They did everything they could in that short period of time.
As they wait for help, Anthony is on the ground, handcuffed.
Hey, help him! Please help him! Please! It ain't on.
His friend screams for help. Nearly 2 minutes go by before officers roll Anthony over.
At that time, he could have been deceased, so it's very possible. It's tragic, truly tragic. You hate to see anybody die.
Mark Bachman worked in Florida law enforcement for more than 3.5 decades. He's witnessed deadly shootings before.
You try to keep them loose, aware of what's going on, comforting them in some way, telling them we're getting your help, just hang in there, that type of talk.
Bachman says this one was different.
You didn't hear that, and which made me believe it was pretty severe at that time.
At the 8-minute mark,
Do you know CPR?
paramedics arrive, but there's nothing they can do.
I personally may have turned him over sooner, but again, I think it was the discretion of the officer making that decision as to what happened, and he was right there with that suspect after he got shot.
The medical examiner's office says the gunshot wound caused lethal injuries to Anthony's heart and lungs.
Watching that footage from all 3 camera angles, I would say those officers did follow procedure, they did follow protocol, and they tried to do everything to the best of their ability.
Our experts said it did not have to happen like this.
He didn't obey the verbal commands.
This was all avoidable. And it was avoidable at many levels, and I just think it's so tragic.
Security Division report from Knox County Schools says Austin East Principal Nathan Langlois was, quote, very upset KPD was helping the officer and not the student laying in the floor.
And Grace, Knoxville police did respond to criticism about their response by officers in this case.
Yes, John, KPD said their officers immediately summoned medical aid as soon as the situation was deemed safe, but that they can't comment any further because of pending litigation.
Grace King on the story. We appreciate it. More online right now at WBIR.com.
Let's turn now to the